Okay, here's our video demonstration of the Westbond Model 45, 46, 47E. It's a three-way convertible semi-automatic wedge, and ball wedge bonder. It's currently set up with the deep access 90-degree wire feed wedge tool. As you can see, it has the clamps above the tool and a radiant heater. Here's your main screen. You can control power on off, reset, tool heat, and intensity of the crosshair generator. You can see it's on the screen here. The screen comes along with it. This uses a video to HDMI converter. So we're using the HDMI input on the screen. You see you got your microscope with your LED lighting. LED lighting is controlled by the box right here. That's 110 volts input for that. You can adjust the intensity of the light. This also has a automatic wire feed. And right now we're set up with a 2-inch spool of wire. I'll send the manuals along for the bonder, another manual for the automatic wire feed, and there's also a manual for the temperature controller. And this here is your video crosshair generator set in the vertical and horizontal. You can adjust the intensity of the camera, lighting. And the power supply is used to this is your negative VFO flame off spark is generated here. If you're set up for the ball bonding process, you'll need to get the head for the ball bonding process. Right now this is set up only for the deep access wedge. Coming around the back here, you can see that this requires 50 psi air, CDA, compressed air. Here's your I'll send this wire along even though it's not being used. This is the flame off wire for the flame off for the ball bonding. You can see you have a monitor connection. The camera gets connected here. Again, this will all be explained in the manual, so sent along. And we do have our video converter here, which is being used to generate an HDMI signal to your monitor. So you'll need the HDMI cable from here to the monitor, and your video signal will be input here. Okay, again, this all runs off 110 volts. This DVD will come along with the 3 manuals that I spoke about before. And what I'll do here, since it's quite intensive, is we'll just go ahead and I have a device 1 set to do 3 bonds. 3 bonds, which is 2 wires all in a row. And I'll go ahead and just demonstrate. Well, as you can see, we do have a coupon set up here. Gold coupon set up on the heated work table. Again, it's set at 150. You can raise and lower your stage using this knob here. And here's a process, and it's in the manual. It tells you exactly how to set the height. You can switch between the microscope and in the monitor by pressing 9. So we'll go ahead and do it in monitor mode. No, actually that is micro. This is monitor mode. You'll set your crosshair up to where you want to place your bond, and you can move your chessman around. So as I move the chessman, you can see that the work coupon is being moved underneath. So we'll go ahead up. We're going to do bonds that are going to look like this. So it's one long bond. This is basically a stitch bond, and then the second wire is a little bit shorter, just to demonstrate the capability of the machine. This does have an automatic step back in a Y direction. So what I'll do is there's two ways of bonding. You can go ahead and hit the go button on your chessman. If I press once, that's going to lock the XY stage. Actually, did the bond there. Looks like the wire's not in place. Check this out. So by pressing the go button and holding, I'm at search 1. And then it continues on with the rest of the bond. At this point, I'm going to need to feed the wire a little bit. And the wire is a little out of position. So, alright, we'll look at it on the screen. And we can go ahead and use the G button for full auto. And we'll go ahead and do that. And as you can see on the screen, this bond has been made. If you need to reposition the crosshair, you go ahead and reposition it using your crosshair generator vertical horizontal positioning. And for example, here I want to bring the vertical down a little bit. The horizontal down. While pressing these buttons. And vertical, got to go the other way. The other way you can bond too in semi-automatic mode is go ahead and use the chessman. Align your position. Press search, it'll stop here. Once you release the button, it continues to make the bond. And as you can see, the bond has been made. So as you can see, there's quite a few options on this here. On the microprocessor on the screen here, for instance 7, you can hit the keypad, go ahead and hit 7, and it'll lock the X stage for you. You can look at more options by hitting 8. And if you ever want to get back to the home, which was the screen we were on, you go ahead and hit 3. Again, all of this is explained in the manual. There's quite a few menus that you have to scroll through. What I'll do next is I'll go ahead. I do have a device 2 set up. So I'm going to go ahead in and select device 2. I hit the 4 button there. This is where you would edit your devices. Say for instance the loop, device edit, wire type, bond edit. All this is done here by hitting the 4 button. Let's go back to 3. And what I need to do is select a device. Go to device number 2. G for OK. escape out of here. So as you can see here, I have a device. I called it Add Bid S1. Device number 2. It's type wire 1. Type is 1 and wire is 1. So we'll go ahead and do a bond here just to show you that another program is loaded in. And so let's set up our, just do it in semi-automatic mode using the monitor. Okay, now as you can see now, we step to wire number 2. So that was 1. We'll put 2 right next to it. Again, we'll hit the G button. That's the second wire, and then we got a third wire here. And we'll put that right next to it. G button. That's our third wire. And then we have type 2 wire 1. So the wire parameter length is different in this one. Type 2 wire 2, we'll put that next to it. And then we got a third type wire, and we'll go ahead and put that one there. Again, this is all explained in the manual. You'll have to go through it to learn it. It's a little too intensive to do on a video demonstration on how to set up your wire, your type, and your bond settings and your loop formation. Now we'll go ahead and do the third one. This is basically just here to demonstrate that it is working properly. As you can see, that's a bond similar to the one in device 1. It's a 2-wire bond. So again, with device 2 set up, I can go ahead and just say, for instance, they were in a row. This is wire type 2. And wire type 3. Okay, so you can see that the machine is bonding properly and that everything is functioning correctly. Again, you can always switch over to microscope mode, and in this case you can no longer see the device under the on the screen, so you'll go ahead and use the microscope, look in, and by using the chessman you'll go ahead and press the go button here. I'll go ahead and do a couple of bonds here using the microscope, using the same device. You can stop at search 1. And finally our third type wire. Okay, that's our video demonstration of the Westbond 454647E that is set up only for the deep access wedge bonding.